Imagine it's the middle of the night. The fire has almost gone out. The wind is pushing through the trees. Somewhere in the darkness, something is watching. You pull your baby closer to your chest, trying not to make a sound. There are no walls, no locked doors, no warm bedroom waiting just a few steps away, only endless wilderness, filled with predators that hunt after sunset. One cry, just one, could reveal exactly where your family is hiding. For thousands of generations, this wasn't a nightmare, it was simply another night. And that raises an incredible question: how did ancient mothers keep their babies alive when the world itself seemed designed to take them away? The answer isn't what most people imagine. It wasn't strength alone, it wasn't luck. And it certainly wasn't just the fathers protecting the camp. Instead, every single night became a carefully planned battle. Against cold, against hunger, against disease, and against creatures that could smell fear from hundreds of meters away. But perhaps the greatest danger was the one every baby eventually created: noise. Today, a crying baby might wake up your neighbors. 50,000 years ago, it could attract a hungry leopard or a pack of hyenas already searching for an easy meal. Scientists studying modern predators have found that many carnivores are naturally drawn toward high-pitched distress sounds. A baby's cry fits that pattern almost perfectly. Ancient mothers didn't know the science, but they understood the danger because they lived with it every single night. So, what did they actually do? The first answer begins with something every parent still recognizes today. They almost never put their babies down. Archaeologists and anthropologists believe ancient infants spent most of their first years pressed directly against another human body, not only during the day, but throughout the night. Unlike modern cribs, there was no safe place to leave a sleeping child. The safest place was a mother's chest. Body warmth became the baby's blanket. Her heartbeat became the sound of safety. Her breathing became the rhythm that helped tiny lungs stay calm. Even today, hospitals encourage skin-to-skin contact immediately after birth because it helps regulate a newborn's temperature, heartbeat, and breathing. Ancient mothers discovered those benefits without ever reading a medical journal. Their survival depended on it, but warmth was only part of the story. The night itself was an enemy. Temperatures could drop dramatically after sunset, especially during the Ice Age. A newborn loses body heat much faster than an adult. Without constant warmth, many simply wouldn't survive until morning. This is why researchers believe mothers often slept curled tightly around their babies, creating a living shelter. Their own bodies blocked cold wind, protected tiny hands and feet, and helped trap precious heat beneath animals' skins. But then, another problem appeared: the fire. Fire kept predators away. It provided warmth. It allowed families to sleep in places that would otherwise be impossible. Yet fire also created smoke. Too much smoke could make breathing difficult. Too little fire invited danger back into the darkness. Finding the perfect balance became one of the most important nightly routines. Some members of the group stayed awake while others slept. Not because they couldn't rest, because someone always had to feed the flames. A dying fire wasn't just uncomfortable, it was an invitation. And the animals waiting outside knew exactly what darkness meant. But predators weren't always the greatest threat. Sometimes the danger came from something almost invisible. Mosquitoes, tiny insects carrying deadly diseases, have shaped human history for millions of years. Long before cities, long before medicine, ancient families already understood that certain places became dangerous after sunset. Many camps were carefully chosen where wind helped keep insects away. Some evidence even suggests people used smoky fires to reduce biting insects around sleeping areas. It wasn't perfect, but every little advantage mattered still. None of these dangers explain one surprising discovery scientists have made. Human babies cry far more than the young of most other primates. That sounds like a terrible survival strategy, so why didn't evolution eliminate it? Because crying also saved lives. A silent baby might not receive food quickly enough, or warmth, or protection. The challenge wasn't stopping babies from crying forever. It was responding before something else heard them. That may explain why ancient mothers remained incredibly close throughout the night. The faster they responded, the shorter the cry and the smaller the risk. Modern researchers studying hunter-gatherer communities have noticed something fascinating. Babies are often picked up almost immediately after showing signs of distress, sometimes before full crying even begins, not because parents spoil them, but because quick comfort keeps everyone safer. Perhaps that ancient instinct still lives inside us today, but then something even more remarkable happened. The responsibility didn't belong to mothers alone for much of human history. Raising a baby was a group effort. Grandmothers, older sisters, aunts, even unrelated members of the group. Everyone played a role. Scientists call humans cooperative breeders. Very few mammals raise children this way, but humans do, and that simple difference may have changed the course of our entire species. Imagine a mother who hasn't slept properly for days. She cannot hunt effectively, she struggles to gather food, she becomes weaker. Now imagine another woman quietly taking the baby for an hour while the mother rests. Suddenly, both survive. The baby survives, the mother survives, and the entire group becomes stronger. This idea is supported by something known as the grandmother hypothesis. Researchers believe older women helped care for children long after they could no longer have babies themselves. Their knowledge, their protection, and their support may have allowed humans to raise more children successfully than many other species. In other words, some of humanity's greatest survival advantages may have come from grandparents. But there was still one terrifying challenge no family could completely control. Night predators that hunted silently. Leopards, lions, hyenas, large snakes. Each one searched differently, each one forced humans to adapt. Archaeological sites across Africa and Eurasia reveal repeated evidence of ancient campfires surrounded by groups rather than isolated individuals. Sleeping close together wasn't just comforting, it created more eyes, more ears, more bodies. A predator looking for an easy target suddenly faced an entire community. Sometimes that was enough to make it walk away. And if it didn't, someone was already awake, ready to shout, throw burning wood, or scare the animal long enough for everyone else to react. It wasn't guaranteed. Many families still suffered heartbreaking losses. Nature showed little mercy. Yet generation after generation, humans kept finding new ways to improve the odds. Then came one final discovery that changes how we see ancient motherhood altogether. Scientists studying human evolution believe our babies are unusually helpless compared to most animals. A newborn deer can stand within hours. A newborn chimpanzee clings with surprising strength. Human babies can't do either. At first, that seems like a weakness, but it may actually be one of our greatest strengths because our brains continue developing for years after birth. That longer childhood allowed humans to learn language, tools, culture, cooperation, everything that eventually built civilizations. But there was a cost. Those fragile years demanded extraordinary care. Every single night for hundreds of thousands of years, ancient mothers accepted that cost. Not because they knew what humanity would one day become, but because to them there was only one goal. Make it until sunrise, then do it all again. Think about that the next time you hear a baby crying in the middle of the night. Behind that sound lies a story older than history itself, a story written beside fading campfires. Under frozen skies, with predators waiting beyond the light, every hug, every whispered comfort, every sleepless night, every hand reaching to protect a child. Those weren't just acts of love, they were the quiet decisions that allowed our species to survive long enough to become us.